short and steamy Curvy girl romance by Everly True, a Coral Bay short romance series. Chapter 1, Double Booked and Barefoot. Tessa Rae tossed her beach bag onto the porch swing and sighed. The rental looked exactly like the listing wraparound deck. Weathered blue shutters, the scent of salt clinging to the air like a secret. This was her reset. No brand sponsors, no overthinking. Just her, the ocean, and the Summer of Self-Love series her followers had practically begged for. She unlocked the door, humming as she stepped inside, then froze. Boots, camera gear, a duffel bag, and a voice from the hallway. "You're not the landlord." She spun around. A tall, broad-shouldered man in a fitted Henley stood with a towel slung low on his hips, hair wet, eyes dark. He was moody, tattooed, taller than the damn doorway, was all shadows and deep sighs. "Neither are you," she shot back, pulse racing. He raised an eyebrow. "Dean Parker. I booked this place last week, through Carolina Coastal Rentals." Her stomach dropped. "I booked it through Shore Stay." They stared at each other. She glanced out the window as the sky shifted from gold to gray. "Nearest hotel's probably full." Dean ran a hand through his damp hair. "Looks like we're stuck." Chapter 2. Coffee, crumbs, and crossed wires. It started with coffee. Tessa brewed it too strong. He added cinnamon and judged her for it. Their morning routine clashed like their personalities. Her playlist too loud, his presence too quiet. But the friction was interesting. Tessa caught herself watching him from the porch, shirtless, sun-kissed, brooding while he edited moody black and white photos on his laptop. She imagined what it'd be like to turn that lens on her, not for content, but to be seen. One night, lightning cracked across the sky, and her childhood fear of storms bubbled up fast. Tessa knocked on Dean's door. "I know it's ridiculous, but I just needed to see if someone else was awake." He didn't laugh. Instead, he shifted over on the bed. "Sit, I'll distract you." He told her about his last assignment. A refugee camp, a child's hand gripping his camera strap. About how he stopped photographing war after a story that nearly broke him. Tessa reached for his hand. He didn't pull away. "Sometimes," he said quietly, "being seen feels more dangerous than being alone." Chapter 3. Heat lightning. She made pancakes. He cooked eggs. Their elbows bumped. They didn't apologize. By day 5, Coral Bay felt like its own little world. She filmed her final vlog footage on the porch. He edited black and white beach shots from his camera roll. Their conversations deepened. Favorite road trip songs, worst heartbreaks, why she hated being called brave just for wearing a swimsuit. Then came the rain again, harder, heavier, and neither of them ran this time. Dean reached for her face slowly, his thumb skimming the apple of her cheek like he was learning her shape. "You drive me crazy," he muttered. With that laugh, that mouth, that energy you won't shrink to fit anyone's comfort. "Then don't make me smaller," she whispered. "Kiss me like I'm enough." He did. The kiss was rough at first, clashing, hungry, a storm of want. Then it turned slow, worshipful, hands on hips, lips on curves. Clothes peeled away in soft gasps and bolder moans. The couch, then the bed, then the floor, wrapped in one of her floral throws. He kissed her belly like it was art. She tugged his hair like she already knew what he liked. And when they finally gave in to everything that had been building, it was less about friction and more about recognition. He didn't just touch her body. He saw her. Chapter 4. After the rain. Morning sunlight spilled over tangled sheets and bare shoulders. Tessa rolled over, smiled, and reached for her phone. Notifications. Dozens. A fan had clipped a behind-the-scenes shot from yesterday's vlog. Dean shirtless, blurry in the background, looking at her like she hung the moon. The comments were unfiltered. Who's the mystery man? Is that your new boo? Someone's got a spicy summer fling. Dean saw it before she could explain. You said you weren't filming me. I wasn't. Not on purpose, Dean, I swear. Doesn't matter. I'm already a fucking story now. His words stung. Not because they weren't true, but because he meant them like it was her fault. By noon, he was gone. Tessa stayed. Filmed one last video. No makeup, no edits. I came here to love myself louder, she said into the lens. But maybe I needed to learn how to love, without performance. I messed up, but it was real. And if you're watching this, you know who you are. You were real too. 2 sunsets later, she heard a knock. Dean stood on the porch, windswept and barefoot. I never let anyone see the parts of me that aren't polished. But you didn't flinch. She stepped closer. You never once made me feel like I had to shrink. He kissed her, and this time it wasn't fire. It was forgiveness. It was clarity. And it felt like home. Epilogue. Postcards from Coral Bay. Weeks later, Coral Bay was buzzing. Tessa's series had ended, but she stayed, renting a permanent cottage off Maine. Dean started offering private photography sessions again. Her photos showed up on his new site, Parker and Rae Studio. Their love wasn't quiet, but it was theirs. At the weekly Women's Circle potluck, yes, she'd finally said yes. Tessa set a warm peach cobbler beside a fresh batch of new faces. A tall, striking woman with runway confidence and a cell phone in her hand strutted across the room, muttering something about deadlines and grease-stained mechanics who think torque is a personality trait. Tessa smiled. She's next, she whispered to Dean. He just nodded, his camera already lifting to frame the moment. The end and the beginning. Next up in Curves Ahead, the Mechanic's Muse. A note from Everly True. Thank you for spending your evening in Coral Bay. Thanks for listening to The Baker's Secret. If you love this curvy, steamy, small-town romance, you can grab a copy of the ebook on Amazon. Subscribe for weekly romance audiobooks and short reads. I post new stories every week. Follow Lavara Romance on Facebook. Follow Lavara Romance on Instagram. Also by Everly True. The Mechanic's Muse, Curves Ahead number 3. Sweet Like Whiskey, Curves Ahead number 4. The Fireman's Undoing, Curves Ahead number 5.